This week on Fishette, Jon reveals a guide-tested pattern to help you track down supersized smallmouths as your favorite fisheries cool down in the fall.
Picked it up, kind of swam with me. You could feel him moving with me. I'm not going to give him long because he was with me, and there he is. You know, when you feel a fish swimming with you, ooh, that feels like a really good one. When you feel a fish swimming with you, I don't think you got to give him as long as you might. This is a big smallmouth. I don't think you got to give him as long as you might, though, if you feel them snap it and go the other way. Because if they're going the other way, you gotta let them eat it down to get that hook in them a little bit. But when they grab it and they're coming with you, they're usually up that bait pretty good. Let me slow this boat down a little bit. I haven't even seen him yet, but I know he's a big fish. It's a big fish. Oh yeah, there he is. Finally got a look at him. He's a good one. Man, look at this. Come here, buddy. Don't get tangled up over there. Good smallmouth to start. Look at this. This is what we're doing today. Chasing big fish. Big smallmouth bass in the fall. And fishing them in a way, ooh, he's got that hook down there pretty good. See, he was swimming with me. I'm gonna go ahead and just break that off because I don't want to hurt that fish. We'll let him get rid of that hook on his own. He'll be able to. But fish like that one right there, there's ways you can target that fish. There's ways you can go get that fish and say, I'm trying to catch him versus just catching numbers of fish. And the number one thing I'll tell you about what we're doing today is we're pulling minnows. And we're pulling big minnows. I'm pulling big sucker chub minnows on a Lindy Rig. And the reason I'm doing this is because these fish are tuned in on big baits now. It's going toward fall. The water temps are dropping. We're down into that 68 this morning. It's come out of 70 degrees, 75 degrees, and it's moving pretty quickly. So what's happening is these fish are going on the feed. We're just trying to target the biggest fish because there's going to be some small fish in here too, but they're not going to mess around even thinking about eating that big minnow like the big ones are. And that's going to trigger those big ones having that big bait. There he is. Look at that. I just kind of lined it up to drift a little bit here. And this fish grabbed it. Got him. I don't know how big he is, but we got him. Now he's getting a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, there he is. He's coming toward me. Got airborne there. See if I can get this boat swung a little bit. I wonder if that's a pike. He just looked long when he jumped. I don't know. Let's see here. He's acting kind of different. Oh no, good smallie. Oh, he got off right there. That was a good smallmouth right there. He had slid that. You probably saw him in the camera there. He had slid that minnow all the way up and he got off right at the back of the boat. Hey, well, I got this in. Let me show you what I'm using here. Pretty simple deal. Down here on this end, 50th anniversary Lindy Rig. I'm using the minnow size. Okay, and this is really cool because it comes with a number 2 hook. It's made to do what we're doing today. Okay, so it's built for this. It's got a bigger hook. And then on this end, and all I'm doing is trimming that length off. These come in 10-foot lengths and they're all fluorocarbon. So if you're fishing an area where there's zebra mussels, rocks, you're not gonna bust your line up because fluorocarbon holds up a lot better. And then on this end of it, I'm using a Lindy no snag sinker. Here's what's so great about this, 1/2 ounce size today, but here's what's beautiful about the no snag. There's a couple imitations out there, all right? But the no snag is what it is because up here in the top, there's some balsa. So if you do get hung up in some of these rocks you're fishing, you can let the line go slack, drive back over the top of it, and it'll pop right out of there. So it's not only about the shape, it's about the fact there's some balsa in the top, and when it's snagged up and you go slack, it'll let that line stand up. And as soon as that sinker stands up, with that line being slack, you can pop it right out. That's what makes it so great. There he is right there. Grabbed it right there. I saw this fish. I jumped up and I put a waypoint down in case this fish didn't bite because I was gonna come back on him, and he bit it right there. Look at that. That's the cool thing about this too, is these fish, when they get into this stuff, here's the thing, they're gonna eat. Very seldom, boy, this is a big one. Having a hard time even moving him. Slow the boat down here. Fighting the wind a little bit. The wind's supposed to rip today, and it's already starting to come up. Oh, this is a good fish. This fish is barely moving. I'm gonna just turn the boat out. We'll just kind of ride with the wind. See if I can just keep this guy hooked up. This is kind of one of those deals where sometimes you're just gonna lose your spot. There's nothing you can do about it. Just to hang on to a fish. There he is, came up, got in the air on me. This is a good fish. This is a big smallmouth. So let's talk about location while we're dealing with this, because this looks like it might be a little bit. I mean, he's going the other way. I'll tell you what, this thing, when it comes to location, all you're looking for now at this time of the year is, you know, so many of these smallmouth were out a little bit deeper for quite a while. Now they're starting to slide back in. So what I'm fishing here is all mid-range stuff. 14, 15, out to 18 feet today, okay? But what it is, I'm gonna actually end up around on the other side of the boat. Look at how far, I mean, I have barely moved this fish. This is a big smallmouth bass, and now he's going the other way again. Look at that, he's just peeling line. But what we're looking for when we do this is we're looking for that mid-range stuff. Stuff that I talk a lot about with my walleye fishing in the spring and summer months. Oh yeah, we're gonna get all the way turned around now. There you go, giant smallie. Look at that, he was airborne again. But we're looking for that mid-range stuff because these fish are coming off the deep water now. Oh, this is a tank. Huge fish, huge fish. Oh my gosh, that's one of the biggest smallmouth I've gotten in a long time. Look at this, giant, giant fish. Giant, wow. Holy smokes, what a fish. That is a giant smallmouth. Holy smokes, look at him. Man, oh, that is so cool. Get him unhooked, look at this. Pop that hook out of there. Look at that, giant fish. Holy moly. That's what you can do, fall fishing with big minnows. Wow, that is cool. So here's what we're looking for. Like I said, we're looking for that mid-range stuff, but stuff adjacent to shoreline, stuff where they're gonna be able to follow that rock structure or those contour lines into shore, because they're gonna keep moving a little bit shallower. They're gonna end up into that 8, 9, 10 feet of water. But right now, the beginning of this minnow bite, this September time frame, you know, high 60s for water temps, ideal to put yourself in the depths I'm looking at right now, somewhere between that 13, 14 on out to 16, 17 feet of water. That's where those fish, especially if there's a break there, and there's a break here, okay? Those fish, there's this little break that drops off into softer bottom out here. So they'll camp out on that break line, okay? And then eventually they'll move up even shallower, okay? But I like the stuff adjacent to shorelines. This is not mid-range standalone stuff out here deeper. This is the stuff that they have now left that standalone stuff and worked their way up into the shoreline type stuff. Got them. One thing I'll tell you, you know, when you look at the rod and reel stuff I'm using the same stuff that I fish a lot of my largemouth with when I'm throwing a lightweight bait. Just loosen your drag up, but I'm running super line. When you're running super line though, be sure of something. Turn your drag down. Loosen that drag up. Make sure, I'm just gonna have to come to this side of the boat. Loosen that drag up and give a fish like this a chance to go. I mean, look at him. He's just taking line on me. This fish is stronger than what you want to try to be back against him. Ooh, he's coming at me. That's the other thing, when you get a fish coming at you, real fast, catch up to him. It's a real good smallmouth. Now where are you going, buddy? Now he might go back to the other side. Oh yeah, there he is. Big fish. Big fish. But I didn't give this fish as much time. So I was telling you about the rod. Medium heavy. Medium to medium heavy. Not my medium light Lindy rigging rod. Medium to medium heavy, so I got a little bit of backbone. Giant. Another good fish. Wow. What a way to wrap up some smallmouth fishing, man. That is just an awesome fish. But you put all this together, put together the equipment, it's a simple deal. Pull some big minnows. Make sure you're pulling big minnows. Look at that, hook popped out of them that easy. Make sure you're pulling bigger minnows though. Those bigger minnows will make a difference in smallmouth like that. Man, at this time of the year, they got one thing on their mind. They just want to eat. Awesome fish. Awesome fish. Whew, that is fun. That is just fun stuff.